"Well, Watson," he said, "this matter is very strange."
"I don't understand it," I said. "Helen Stoner's sister, Julia, was alone in her bedroom. Nobody could get in or out. So how did she die?"
"And what about the whistle in the night?" said Holmes. "And the dying woman's words about the Speckled band?"
"I don't know," I said. "Perhaps the band of gypsies—" Suddenly, the door of our room was thrown open and a man appeared. He was so large that his body almost filled the doorway. His face was red and his eyes were cruel. The man stared at Holmes. Then he looked at me.
"Which of you is Holmes?" he asked rudely. "That's my name," answered my friend quietly. "Well, I'm Dr. Grimesby Roylott of Stoke Moran," said the man. "I know my stepdaughter's been here. I've followed her. What has she been saying to you?"
Holmes was not afraid of the large man. He was not going to tell Dr. Roylott anything about Helen Stoner's visit. So he said politely,
"The weather is a little cold just now, isn't it?" "Answer my question!" shouted Dr. Roylott angrily. "What has my stepdaughter been saying to you? I've heard about you, Holmes. You're a busybody. You interfere in other people's lives. Well, keep out of my life. I'm a dangerous man. Look!"
A poker was lying beside the fire. It was made of iron and was very heavy. Dr. Roylott stepped forward and picked it up. He bent the poker with his huge hands. Then he threw it back into the fireplace.
"I'm warning you, Holmes. Keep out of my life," he said again.
Then he left the room. Holmes began to laugh.
"Well," he said, "perhaps I'm not as large as Dr. Roylott, but I'm just as strong."
As he spoke, Holmes picked up the poker and pulled it straight again.
"Now," said Holmes, "let's have some breakfast, Watson. Then I have some business to do. I need more information."
It was nearly 1 o'clock before Holmes returned. He looked excited.
"I've been to Mrs. Roylott's lawyer," he said. "I've seen her will. This is what she wanted to happen to her money after her death. After her death, Dr. Roylott inherited all of his wife's income. But if Julia and Helen Stoner married, they would receive a large part of the income instead."
"So, Dr. Roylott would lose a lot of money," I said.
"Exactly," said Holmes. "But now, Watson, we must hurry. And please, bring your gun with you."
We caught a train to Leatherhead, the nearest town to Stoke Moran. Then we drove along the country lanes to Dr. Roylott's house. It was a beautiful spring day. Soon we saw a large house through the trees.
"That's Stoke Moran,"
said our driver, pointing at the house.
"The quickest way to get there is through the fields. See? Where that lady is?"
We saw a lady walking towards us. It was Helen Stoner. We paid the driver, and he set off back to Leatherhead. Miss Stoner hurried forward to meet us. "We have plenty of time," she said. "Dr. Roylott won't return from London until this evening."
"We've already met your stepfather," said Holmes.
He told Miss Stoner about Dr. Roylott's visit. Miss Stoner's face went white. "So he followed me," she said. "I'll never be safe from him."
"Come," said Holmes. "Let's examine the bedrooms."
We walked across the fields to the house. We saw that work was being done on one wall of the house. This was the wall of Miss Stoner's bedroom.
"This is strange," said Holmes. "I can't see why this work is necessary."
"No," said Miss Stoner. "I am sure that the work is not necessary. It is an excuse to get me to move from my room."
"Well," said Holmes, "I want to examine the room you're sleeping in now, your sister Julia's room."
The room was small, with a low ceiling and a wide fireplace. There was some old furniture in the room, a bed, a table, and 2 chairs. Holmes examined everything carefully. Suddenly he pointed to a long rope which hung down by the bed. The end of this rope touched the pillow.